Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode on the JabCraft server. This is 13.4, and I hope you have a good time today. So we are next to our villagers here, and we're gonna do something with them today. We're gonna start with our villager breeder slash crop farm. But I'll show off first what we did in between sessions. One of the things I was able to do was I was able to gather some sheep and cows in a very small space, so that later on we could have some more wool, some more leather, perhaps another source of food for ourselves. Another thing, I was gathering some resources so that we can continue our projects. So let's go to our base just so we can show off some of the resources we were able to gather. Let's go there right now. I also decided to put some water in the lava lake here just so we don't accidentally burn ourselves in the lava. And our very few diamonds, let's not burn it, so I decided to put water on the lava there. Okay, let's just show off some of our resources. We have some more sand from the desert. Much of it will be turned into glass, some of it will be turned into concrete. And also, I turned my wheat farm into a sort of pumpkin farm. I'll be using the pumpkins for jack-o'-lanterns. They're pretty good light source, solid block, have the same light source as glowstone as far as I know. So I'll be using that for our build today. So with that and the resources gathered, I'll show off the villager breeder and I'll show it to you once I'm done with it. Okay, the main structure is completed. Now to send our first villager in, this will be our farmer. We'll be collecting the crops for our villagers. This is gonna take a while though. Okay, speeding up. I don't have enough powered rails for the full journey, just for the rising up that slope. So here's hoping we did this right. Come on, get up please. Okay. And he's in. That's great. Now what we gotta do is not hit the minecart. Make sure he becomes a farmer. I hope you see the composter, please. Let's see the composter? No? But yeah. This will be our farmer. He'll be harvesting our crops here, throwing them to the villagers, other villagers will be sent here to our chamber here. Okay, let's continue gathering villagers. Alright, all 3 villagers are in. So I followed the tutorial by Impulse SV for making an infinite villager breeder. So the great thing about his design is that you have here a farmer that harvests the potatoes and gives them to our breeder villagers. But the great thing is that the excess potatoes are also harvested by the system. So in essence, we have here a dual purpose villager breeder and also a potato farm. So all that's left for me is to check whether this thing works or not. So I'll be waiting for nightfall, make sure that everyone goes to sleep. And then hopefully by the next few days, we're gonna have some villagers being breeded. Wait, that's not the wrong tense. Villagers being bred. There we go. So far, things are looking pretty good. We have here all 3 villagers in their own beds. We have an extra bed for our breeding villagers so that they know that they need to populate another bed. So far, things are looking pretty good. However, we still have nowhere near enough potatoes for breeding, so I'm helping the farmer here by growing some of the potatoes here on this farm. Oh, we have some hearts. We have some hearts. We might get a breeding. Come on. Oh, I hear you. Yes. Why didn't he fall down though? Fall down, please. There you go. I don't want to do that every time though. But yeah, we finally have our first bred villager. That's great news. Which means that's a very good progression for our early game. We would soon have villagers for the main professions like a librarian, like a cleric for our lapis and redstone. Librarians would be pretty good though for mending and silk touch. So this guy, I'll be waiting for you to grow up, and I hope we breed some more in the future. Well, now that we have a villager breeder, now it's time for us to make a building around it, some simple decoration perhaps, and start the beginnings of our villager trading hall. So here we have a roof for our farm, and we also have a basic structure around it now, so mobs shouldn't get inside our structure now, so our farm should be safe, and our villagers should be safe. So far, since we haven't harvested much potatoes yet, we haven't had any new villagers yet, so we only still have these two here. But we can wait, Here's our basic structure. Let's have a better vantage point. It's a very short structure, just enough to cover our farm. Just enough so it doesn't look terrible. Doesn't look great, but it's good enough for me. So next would be perhaps an iron farm or our villager trading hall. So work on that next. Quick progress update. We now have a floor to our villager chamber, and now I'm emptying the basement here so that we can have some more space for our villagers. Another progress update. We now have a few villagers here, and 3 others here that we have stashed. As for an iron farm. So first we have our mending villager. Here we have a silk touch villager. Here we have a Fletcher for emeralds, and here we have an Unbreaking 3 villager. So these are our first few villagers. I'm hoping to roll efficiency for this one, so that we can have better tools. While we were rolling for good villagers, for good librarians, we were able to find a silk touch villager for 6 emeralds. So we killed the other silk touch villager we had and kept this one. Finally, we have a protection for villager. It's kind of expensive, but it's gonna be worth it once we get the emeralds for it. For now, I'm gonna buy this bookshelf so we can lock in the trade. And we have our efficiency 5 villager. It's literally the most expensive it can be, but once again, it's gonna be worth it in the end. I also went ahead and made myself a small manual pumpkin and wheat farm. Pumpkins are for the farmer up there, the wheat is for the cows and sheep. During the nighttime and during the rain, we were able to capture a zombie here. And it's a zombie that has a fish that we gave him. So that means it shouldn't respawn. This zombie should be useful when we make our iron farm. Great! With all these villagers, it looks like our villager breeder is in full swing. Next project is to build an iron farm.